Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. In today's video, I'll be talking about Coi Leray. Before I get into my personal opinions on Coi Leray, I want to talk about some positive things. I really enjoyed the song Blick Blick from her, and I think her verse was actually really good. I loved the way her voice sounded on the track. It actually really complemented the beat, and that hard kind of raspiness to her voice during the chorus was actually pretty awesome. But of course, I mainly like the song for Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj did amazing on her verse. And this isn't to get it confused or anything. I'm not a barb. I'm a fan of all the rap girls. However, I wouldn't consider myself a fan of Coi Leray. I am interested in Coi Leray. I keep up with Coi Leray because I want to see what she does musically, where she goes, how she elevates, what she puts out. I am watching her journey, but I wouldn't consider myself a fan only because I don't like enough of her songs to consider myself a fan. I like Blick Blick and uh, Get Loud off of her recent album Koi. That song just has a lot of energy, and I don't know, it sounds like it can be in a commercial, like a sports commercial or something. It's actually really good, and it sounds like a pretty commercial record. I love what Coi Leray stands for in a way, though. Coi Leray is a petite woman, and she throws it around and shakes it around like she has a BBL or something. And I honestly love it, though. It's no shade, it's no hate. I think that's great. I think there should be representation for the skinny petite girls, and not even just skinny, like super petite, like Koi. So I appreciate that she embraces that and that she doesn't shy away from it, and that she's one of the few girls that are like more or less mainstream or in the mainstream public eye who are petite. And yeah, like in the beginning of her career or whatever, they made fun of her super heavy for it, but I see a lot of praise underneath comments of Coi Leray and on her page and things like that about her body all the time. So I think she's winning. I think she's doing great. She's getting a lot more positive reception in general with her music, her performances, and her looks now than she was a couple years back. So I think she's doing good. She's only getting better, in my opinion. Does that make me a fan of her? Not necessarily. I'm just a silent observer. Well, not silent. I'm making a video on her, but y'all know what I mean. She released her album Koi actually not that long ago, and then she just released another project, so I thought that was interesting. I saw some other people who also thought that was kind of interesting that she released her album and then this EP just shortly after. She didn't really give enough time for her album Koi to sit with people, in my opinion. Also, the album did not sell well as far as I understood. According to Google, Coi Leray's sophomore album Koi charted at 102 on the Billboard 200 following its release week and sold approximately 10,000 units on its opening week. It also includes guest appearances from David Guetta, Saucy Santana, and Lola Brooke. So clearly, with that, Koi's album did not perform that well. I'm sure she expected her, I believe this is her second full length project, to perform a little bit better, being that she had Players, which was a huge, it ended up going number 10, I believe, or number 9 or 10 at one point. So yeah, with that expected single going so well, you would think that the album would perform well as well, but it didn't. And numbers aren't everything. Koi is still new as an artist, so she has time to learn, grow, elevate. She doesn't have to be skyrocketly successful just instantly. She hasn't been in the game so long, so she still has time to make an imprint on the industry. Speaking of making imprints, she did release her EP titled Blue Moon, and oh my gosh, the visuals for this album is crazy. Or EP, excuse me, it's not an album. The music video for Isabel Marant is something serious. It's so beautiful and twinkly and blue, and I love the blue hair and the glitter and the moon, and everything that was in that music video was crazy. It was so different. Like, I haven't seen anything like that recently come out, and so I was really impressed by that. But the song though, like I did not like the song. The Isabel song in which the video was all blue and all of that, I did not like that song. Like I was a little bit annoyed because the video was so dope, so I was expecting the song to be dope, but it just wasn't to me. And also with the aesthetics of the song, I really thought that her sound was going to change a little bit. Like with the aesthetic of this whole Blue Moon EP, I thought the record was going to sound a little different, but I don't know, it kind of sounds similar to me to a lot of Koi tracks that I've heard before. um, I don't know, there's nothing necessarily different about this EP to me except for the visuals, like the blue aesthetic and all of that. That's different, but other than that, I don't know, there was nothing really stand out about this record. The EP, there wasn't really anything stand out about Koi. People were confused and annoyed with Coi Leray's initial album because there was a lot of features on it, like big features, like David Guetta and things like that. And I don't know, the songs just didn't hit. There was a lot of samples, and the samples were from classic, iconic songs, and they just didn't hit. The only sample that hit off of the debut Koi album was Players. So I think that's another thing that I want to cover in another video, is just the overuse of sampling from a lot of these artists nowadays. And there's not really a lot of original music. A lot of these artists are not birthing original music anymore. Everything is so heavily sampled, and the samples aren't taken in a way that the song feels fresh and new. It just feels recycled and poorly done, in my opinion, from a lot of these girls. Also, another gripe that I have with Koi is a lot of her music is just very TikTok-y, and it sounds like it's appealing to that genre or that type of music style, which is totally fine. I get it. Like TikTok is a lot, it's like a big audience of people, so you want to grab the attention of, people on TikTok. But when majority of your songs sounds like they were made to go viral on a kids app, it's just, I don't know, annoying. There's a difference between making a good song that happens to go viral and making a song that sounds like it's curated for TikTok in the way of dances and people making challenges and trends to it, and something that's just palatable and kind of easy, if that makes sense. There isn't really any complexity to Coi Leray, in my opinion, like creatively, except for this Blue Moon. Like I said, the Blue Moon situation is something serious visual wise. But all in all, outside of Blue Moon, like Coi Leray honestly bores me. Like there's nothing interesting about Coi Leray. I like her grind though. I appreciate her getting up and getting on her feet despite her albums not necessarily selling that well, and getting up and performing and doing what she needs to do regardless of how high or low she's selling. So I can appreciate the effort. I can appreciate the work ethic for sure. What do you guys think about Coi Leray? Let me know down below. I appreciate you all so much, and bye.